All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. We are here with IEC again in race 12. This is the second race of their Cup Series, or their championship that they're running, I should say. So we got a lot of stuff to catch up on. Let's take a look at the race info first. So it will be a 0.85, it'll be 85% of the peak power that these cars will be running. There'll be 65 laps. Stage 1 will start at start on lap 12. Stage 2 will start at lap 27. White flag will fly on lap 66. And then checkered flag at lap 67. Let's take a look at the point standings for their championship. So if you noticed, there are some cars in Group 4 and some cars in Group 1. So Group 1 is going to be non-chase drivers, and we're getting ready to do some qualifying here. And Group 4, the gold drivers are actually in the chase. So current standings for the chase will be AMS Razor leading it off with 2,109 points. EVR Rewar behind him in second with 2,093. EVR Dwarf with 2,080 points. EVR Blue Streak with 2077. King Cameron with 2,074. So a really close run between fourth and fifth between Blue Streak and King Cameron. We're gonna have to take a lot of time to be watching them to see what they're doing. EVR Walshy at 2,067. That Druss with 2,066. Exotic Forza with 2,057. Toaster Lord with 2,055. And Boiled Bird 2039 in 10th. And it looks like we're going to have a restart already in qualifying. So let's go ahead. Return to the pre-race menu. We will see what that was all about. I think somebody had the wrong tune potentially. Let's take a look. Oh, looks like everyone's in the right one. Alrighty, how many people we got in here? 2? It's all right. Stream it to everybody. As a reminder, so I am monetized now. So if you would like to continue, or if you would like to watch the all my broadcasting and stuff advertisement free, don't be shy to subscribe. Also follow. All of the VODs, the VODs will be on my YouTube channel, which is linked down below. Yeah, any donations that if you want to give any, that's cool. In the form of bits or gifted subscribers, please do. Everything that you donate will go back into making this broadcast as enjoyable as I can make it. So looks like we are getting everybody situated again. Looks like King Cameron left for a second to come back. All right, so King Cameron's back in the group. So yeah, you see, let's go to the live so you can see it a little larger. So you see the majority of the lobby is chase drivers. King Cameron's loading back in. He'll be in group 4 as well. Yeah. Oh, they're waiting on me. I'm dumb. Sorry about that. Alrighty, so we're going to get back into some qualifying action here. Let's just go ahead and get the... Let's go and get this view back. There he goes. All right, we're going to start rolling here momentarily. Watkins Glen's actually one of my... Oh, that Drew's just left. he's been having some hot spot issues, unfortunately. But Watkins Glen is definitely one of my more favorite tracks, at least as far as NASCAR goes. Obviously, everyone loves Daytona. Everyone loves, Talladega. Everyone loves California, the super speedways. But Watkins is definitely one of my favorites. So we're going to go ahead and load in. I think we're going to hopefully do another restart to pick up that Drews, who's been having quite a few issues with his internet. Let's go and get back to the live view. Alrighty, let's take a look at our chase drivers and their liveries. I think Blue Streak had a little bit of a change. Oh, I don't have game audio on. There we go. All right. Take a look at, nope, over here. So King Cameron in the number 26 Valvoline Chevrolet. King Cameron's running 5th in the chase standings. Boiled Bird has a updated livery as well. Number 56 Intel Pentium. We're gonna pull him into a pre-race interview, so we can talk about his journey to the chase. He's had quite a few DNFs this series, but here he is in 10th place. Let's go ahead and get the player card up so we can take a look at our qualifying as everyone comes around after their warm-up or starting lap. They will be at race speed or qualifying speed now. And of course, this is Forza clean, so we're not going to be super extending turn 1 here. Much like the IndyCar and the actual NASCAR race where they extend turn 1 quite a bit. They're going to be keeping it in between these white lines here, and they're just going to hopefully send it and make it through. GC people getting a little squirrely here. There's AMS Razor, the points leader for the chase in the number 24 Hooters Chevrolet. So we're actually going to ride on board with him. We're going to ride on board with him to see how well, or just to get an idea what the track looks like. So we'll go ahead and hide the HUD. As you can see the rest of the field right behind him. Coming into turn 1, getting as much of the apex as he can to drive out and to keep those right tires on the edge of that apex there, to really open up this corner so they can go flat out all the way up to the bus stop that is at the edge of, or at the end of the straightaway here. Coming into the bus stop, hard on the brakes, trying to get as close to that wall as possible without hitting it, and then getting through the rest of it cleanly, and then all the way down through to turn 5 here, trying to get on the gas early to get as wide as you can there without going off the track. Coming through turn 6, braking right at the second marker there, and trying to take a late apex here. Kind of takes a mid apex to then rocket yourself all the way down the start finish straight, and that is a lap of Watkins Glen. And he, on that lap, set down a 106.487. Wow, this is a tight field. So EVR Dwarf setting a 106.410. I don't think that's right. I think something messed up there. Blue Streak with a 106.789. Nice. King Cameron with a 106.960. Rewar with a 7.019. Cal the Giza with 107.185. Toaster Lord with a 7.257. This will be their final lap. EVR Walshy with a 107.309. Bandit with a 107.436. That Druce with a 107.605. One more Juan with a 107.683. Boiled Bird, oh my lord, with a 111? Come on, Boiled. There we go. AMS Razor will take pole position with a 106.401. About 9 thousandths of a second faster than EVR Dwarf with a 106.410. King Cameron with a 106.742. That Druce with a 106. Wait a minute. Oh, we're waiting on Boiled Bird. Okay, I was like, why are we still going? Boiled Bird coming through turns 6 and 7 for the final time in qualifying. Let's hope he can thoroughly improve on that 111.986. He is a chase driver, and I don't think you can get bumped out of the chase. Boiled getting a little close to the wall there. Let's see what his lap time is. And it is a 108.821. So here's your starting order. A lot of Camaros. It is a Camaro 1, 2, 3. That Drew's the fastest and only Camry in the lobby right now. Taking fourth. We're going to take a quick look at the rest of the grid, and then we'll go ahead and pull Boiled Bird down for a little bit of a, let's see, new mention. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the race results. Blue Streak and Rewar were pretty close, both in the Mustang. One more Wand in 7th, Cal the Giza in 8th, Toaster Lord in 9th, EVR Walshy in 10th, Bandit in 11th, and Boiled Bird in 12th. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and pull Boiled Bird in for a little bit of an interview. I'm gonna go and we're gonna take a quick 30-second ad break, and we'll be right back. For those that are subscribed or Twitch Prime, Twitch Turbo, it'll be uninterrupted for you. But for everyone else, there will be a quick 30-second ad, and then we will pull Boiled Bird in here and get his opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back from our ad break. Let's go ahead and pull Boiled Bird real quick. I think they're doing a driver's briefing. Let me sneak my head in here. Oh, Jesus. Boiled Bird's already memeing himself in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and swap over our desktop or game capture and desktop audio. We're gonna grab Boiled Bird real quick and get a couple words from him. All right, Boiled Bird, how's it going?
Nah, not that well. I may have clipped the end, but the entry wall towards the bus stop, and David Rudimented myself a little bit. But
Oh, Jesus.
other than that, we're doing pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely splitting hairs trying to get through the through that bus stop as quickly as possible. We were doing a ride along with AMS Razor on lap 3. And I did mention you want to get as close to that inside entry wall as possible without hitting it. Otherwise, chaos will ensue.
Yeah, I learned the hard way.
Yeah. So you've had a pretty interesting series so far. Going upside down and doing cartwheels through the tri-oval infield at Daytona. Quite a few DNFs, and then you finished your race. I shaved my head on stream, and here you are in the chase. How does it feel to lock that position down?
I don't know. I didn't expect to be here, all things considered. Getting the top 5 at Daytona definitely helped my case, however. But other
Definitely.
than that, like I said, like I don't know what I'm doing here. But
just
hey,
uh, just driving fast.
mm, home state race this weekend. Hopefully, I do better than what I did in qualifying.
There you go. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna get you back into the lobby so we can get this thing popped off. I just saw Drews disconnect again, so hopefully he's able to make the grid. But otherwise, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. All right, so that was Boiled Bird 88. The gentleman that is responsible for me shaving my head on stream. So I think we're gonna wait for Drews to come back. I actually need to. No, I'm fine for right now. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and get started sometime soon. Let me read through some stuff real quick. Make sure my mic doesn't sound terrible on stream. No, it sounds good. All right. So as I've mentioned before, where is it? There it is. Green flag will fly on lap 2. Stage 1 starts lap 12. Stage 2 start on lap 27. White flag will fly on lap 66. And the checkered flag will fly on lap 67. So there's going to be no 3 wides until after turn 1 on starts or restarts. Choose cone will be the outside curb exit on the carousel. Keep left of the curb for the outside, right for the inside. You have to stay within the pit commitment line, of course. And yeah, should be tons of fun here. All right, that Drews has entered the lobby. Let me do something real quick. All right, we're setting the grid. So I should probably pay attention just a little bit. All right, let's get back to the live. And away we will go on our pace lap. Alrighty, here's where we're going to be able to take a look at all the new liveries for the grid. So we have our pole sitter, AMS Razor in the number 24 Hooters Chevrolet, followed by EVR Dwarf in the, oh my goodness gracious. What? All right. EVR Dwarf in the number 62 Chevrolet. Sorry, I got completely distracted. There's a bot like blowing up one of the Discord servers I'm in right now. King Cameron 1607 in the number 26 Valvoline Chevrolet. EVR Rewar in the number 21 Menards and Dutch Boy Ford. EVR Blue Streak in the number 98 Fanatec Ford. Cal the Giza in an Autobarn Smart Group number 59 Ford. EVR Walshy in an Auto Trader number 2 Ford. What is going on here? One more wand in a number 7 Fanta Chevrolet. Toaster Lord in a number 19 Division Oil Mustang. Boiled Bird in a number 56 Intel. And that Druce in a number 57 Bass Pro Shops Toyota. So we're going to get back on our leader and we will get at it. All right, our drivers are coming to the white line. We're going to kick off race 12 here at Watkins Glen. Second race for the chase, and away we go. And it looks like they're going to go 2x2 into turn 1. They're going to get through clean. Razor getting a wild jump out of the corner there, getting in front of EVR Dwarf. And there's a little bit of action for third right off the bat between Rewar and King Cameron going side by side. Looks like they're going to go side by side into the bus stop for the first time on the first lap. And it looks like they'll get through just fine. We check on the rest of the field to make sure they get through. I think that was one more wand going a little deep into the corner there. Had to run through the grass. We're going to get back on our leaders here. EVR Dwarf all over the tail end of AMS Razor here. That's fine. Still an ongoing battle for third place between Rewar and King Cameron. King Cameron having to run a little wide on the exit of turn 1 and might cost him a position of blue streak as the two-way battle for third turns into a three-way battle for third. Definitely a heated battle. It looks like Rewar will get in front. Blue streak will pass pass King Cameron, but King Cameron is all over him. Rewar trying to break away from the pack here and catch up to Dwarf and Razor. We might see a pass for the lead here as Dwarf gets an insane run on the outside and will pass Razor for the lead. Already a lead change, and man, these two drivers are they're going to be going at it the entire race, I feel. Rewar with a little bit of a penalty, 0.9 seconds there. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. Of course, both of these drivers with no penalties. What is happening with One More Juan? One More Juan might have some issues with his car. He does not. So we're going to go back up to the battle for the lead. Razor trying to get around Dwarf. He's just kind of bump drafting him to either save fuel or to continue driving that commanding lead. That they have built already. King Cameron getting around Blue Streak for fourth and is now back in a position and might shoot the gap to the inside of Rewar, and it looks like he is trying to. Giza and Walshy are 2x2 behind them, and King Cameron will slide into third place. Now has to hold off this counteroffensive as Cal the Giza is also coming in, as they're 3 wide on the exit of turn 7, right behind them. Oh, they're not 3 wide. Okay, I thought they were 3 wide. Maybe not. Walshy there picking up 5th. King Cameron trying to run off from the rest of the field along with Rewar, but I don't believe it's going to happen because the draft is so powerful with these cars. Let's check on our leaders again. A little bit of a gap between Dwarf and Razor. Razor probably backing off to give him a little bit of space and to maximize. Whoa, somebody's off wide. That's Calvi. No? That was Blue Streak off wide. He'll slide down into 8th position. But again, like it's hard to pass a car when you're right on top of them. So you need to back off just a little bit in order to really drive out of the corners and take maybe a slightly different line to get around them. And that's really hard to do when you're like 2 or 3 feet off of them. You see Razor able to drive out of the corner a lot easier instead of having to hesitate on the gas to guess when Dwarf is going to get onto the gas. Little bit of bumping back here for 3rd and 4th as Rewar will repass King Cameron. King Cameron getting shunted out of the way, going from 4th to 7th. Oh, they're almost 3 wide. Somebody sideways. That's Blue Streak sideways through the inner loop, coming through the carousel. It was a good save by him. Let's check back on our leaders. Lap 6. So on lap 12 is the end of stage 1. It looks like Razor is carrying a lot more fuel than Dwarf, which is why he's able to get around him so easily, and then of course pull away from him. As we see Dwarf definitely taking a more aggressive. It looks like a very, very short person is driving Dwarf's car. Is it? I'm not going to go there. I don't want to get canceled. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, beautiful. But I'm not going to vocalize it. They're all tiny people driving these cars. No, that looks like a normal-sized human in Walshy's car. Yeah, that looks like a normal sized person in Walshy's car, and then look at Dwarf's car. It's like a middle schooler just driving that thing. Am I going crazy? I don't know. We'll have to take a look at this. But let's get back to the action. Boyle Bird, really fighting with one more wand here, who has lost 4 places on the stage so far. So you see Boyle Bird trying to get around one more wand. One more is really pushing him to the. Wow, Boyle Bird goes deep into that corner, and that will cost him a lot as one more wand will come through. But let's get back onto the battle for third is Rewar and Walshy. Walshy, I believe, started near the end or the tail end of the grid. Yes, he did. He's picked up 7 places, probably with a more aggressive fuel load than the rest of the competitors. Let's take a look at this. With 4 laps to go in the stage, it definitely looks like it. I don't know. I think Razor's still holding on to Dwarf to keep the battle for the lead. However, if you look at the difference of their fuel load, so Dwarf at 24.3 and Razor at 74. Definitely gonna wear the tires out just a little more in comparison to having a lighter fuel load. However, with a 12-lap stage, it doesn't really matter. It'll definitely save you time in the pits to go ahead and jump the car in front of you who is running a very aggressive fuel load. But I'm pretty sure these cars can make it 27 laps on one set of tires, but I could be wrong. That'll be the end of stage 2. We'll definitely see how pit strategies play out here at Watkins. Oh, geez, let me snooze my ads again. Okay. Definitely trying to keep the advertisements from rolling consistently as we're going through the race. Let's get back on Walshy and Rewar. Let's take a look at the interval to the leader. About 5 seconds, 5.7. That's 5.7 behind Razor. Let's see. Time, interval, let's see. I think my intervals are broken, but that's okay. 2 laps to go in the stage. EVR Dwarf is your current leader. Rounding out the top 5 will be Razor, Walshy, Rewar, and Cal the Giza. Then the rest of the grid being Toaster Lord, EVR Blue Streak, King Cameron, that Druce, EVR Bandit, One More Wand, and Boyle Bird. Here with IEC on race 12 of the Cup Series. Razor all over the tail end of Dwarf. Let's definitely take a look at tires as well, because I haven't been really paying attention to that. So that front left is going to be the one to watch. There's a lot of aggressive left turns, obviously with the carousel right there. They're pretty average on tire wear, or pretty close on tire wear. I guess the whole field is. But we have 1 lap to go in the stage. See if Razor is going to be able to get around EVR Dwarf to hold onto the lead. Razor, of course, winning last week's Brickyard 250 at Indianapolis, nearly sweeping the entire race. Had a stage 2 victory last week and an overall race win, while unfortunately it looks like Dwarf was not part of that race. Looking at the Pepsi 400, that was another Razor win. And here we go. So this will be the end of stage number 1, with Dwarf and Razor continuing to battle that out. And Rewar will clock in a 3rd place finish. Walshy 4th, Cal the Giza 5th, Toaster Lord YouTube in 6th, Blue Streak in 7th. That Druce in 8th. King Cameron in 9th. EVR Bandit in 10th. One More Wand in 11th. And Boiled Bird 88 in 12th. So I'm going to run a quick advertisement break while everyone parks up and gets the results, and I will be right back. All right, for those that have Turbo Prime or are subscribed, I have returned. We've had quite a bit of a shakeup as the drivers come out of pit lane. We do have about a minute left on the advertisement, so we'll definitely be updating everybody on the current grid. By the looks of it, Cal the Giza definitely making a huge jump in front of the entire pack. So we're going to go ahead and double up. Everyone's going to get their tires all warm. And we will get rocking and rolling here. All right, about 15 seconds remaining. All right, viewers, welcome back. A bit of a long advertisement break, and I do apologize for that. But we did see every driver go through the pits, and we have a new pole sitter for the start of stage number 2. Cal the Giza making a huge jump up the field. As we are going to run this stage out to lap 27. And it'll be interesting to see how Cal the Giza does on the outside. As our drivers come to take the green flag. And here is the start of stage 2 here at Watkins Glen. Dwarf getting a pretty good jump and maybe a good bump from the rest of the field. And make sure that doesn't accordion out and take everyone out behind the leaders. And it looks like Dwarf and Rewar. Rewar getting a little loose. Might have gotten into Cal the Giza. Rewar's definitely going to be hurting on that one. Still fighting the car. Cal the Giza goes from 1st to 10th in 3 corners. An unfortunate start for Cal. Dwarf is back in the lead, followed by Razor, Blue Streak, Walshy, and King Cameron for your top 5. As we're definitely going to be taking a look at all of these drivers as we continue the action into stage number 2. Single file through turn 6. Not a whole lot of action going on right now. As the whole field, as a matter of fact, is single file. Oh, we see a little move from Razor, who's trying to get around Blue Streak and Walshy by the looks of it. Trying to almost go in 3 wide into turn 2. Razor putting the basically building a fence on the inside of turn number 2, really trying to hold off the rest of the EVR squad behind him of Walshy, Blue Streak, and Rewar, as Dwarf is looking to run away from the field just a little bit, partially because these drivers are battling. As we see here, Walshy's going to lose a few positions because of the entry into the bus stop. And it's going to try and get back around King Cameron to continue pressuring Razor in 2nd. All of this battling, of course, is just allowing Dwarf to make those cars smaller and smaller in his rear view, as you see all these cars that are in single file. And wow, that is a sight to see, ladies and gentlemen. As we have another move, looks like Blue Streak. Walshy? Yeah, Walshy's going an aggressive pass into turn 1. However, that will cost him, as I think he had to lift a little bit, and King Cameron will get right back by him. Walshy's going to look to try and do it again, except he wants to hold 3rd place. Looking to the inside, he's peeking, he's thinking about it, getting the side draft. Decides at the last second to go single file, and Rewar will get into the back of him just a little bit, as the rest of the field still remains single file and pretty close together. 2nd through, I'd say 8th. Yeah, 2nd through 8th is really, really tight. So one mistake and you're going to lose multiple positions here. And it looks like Walshy's going to go for another move to the inside, trying to take advantage of the side draft. It's going to back out of the move. We have a move behind between Rewar and I think Toaster Lord. So everyone is continuing to fight here with 10 laps to go in stage 2. Man, Walshy side by side with King Cameron again. My goodness, he's on the outside this time. Interesting. And he will hopefully get around him if he can hold it through the bus stop. A couple of drivers going into the grass. We're going to see if anyone gets in contact with each other, and they don't. Toaster Lord gets hung out to dry on the outside, as one more wand will try and get around him. However, Toaster Lord has the inside here, which is definitely preferred coming into turn 6. As one more wand has to kind of trail the brakes just a little more than he really wants to. Toaster Lord will maintain 7th position. Let's go back to Walshy as he tries to reel in Razor here. Definitely some heated racing. Not so much angry, but definitely some hard racing between Walshy and King Cameron here. Good to see both of the cars still on the track, of course. Because that's one of the biggest factors is, yeah, you can race side by side, and I wouldn't say dive bomb, but you can definitely race these guys close and hard. And if both of you guys can keep it on the track, then you're good to go. Make sure you guys can hear the game capture. There we go. All right. So Riawar might have a run on Blue Streak here. He's not looking. Yes, he is looking to the inside. And here we go. He's thinking about it, goes back to the outside and decides against it. Let's take a look at the gap between Razor and Dwarf. So Dwarf's coming through turns 2 and 3 now. And then here comes the rest of the field, second, third, fourth, or second through sixth rather. Definitely trying to run him down. It looks like Razor has some help from Walshy. King Cameron gets a good run out of the carousel there. Walshy seems to have gotten past Razor with a split second pass for second. So Walshy's going to try and run down Dwarf, and here comes Razor on the inside. We see Blue Streak to the inside of King Cameron, so a double pass coming through. So we're going to take a look at this. We're on board with Razor. Razor might get the pass done. King Cameron fights off Blue Streak. And these two are going to run side by side through turns 2 and 3 and 4. And Razor will get it done. And it looks like Riawar was not able to get around, or Blue Streak wasn't able to get around King Cameron, but lost the position to Riawar here. As my intervals are all jacked up, my goodness. Let's take a look at penalty timer. So, Razor sitting with a 1.6 second penalty. Current biggest mover is Walshy, of course, the driver to watch here. 7 laps, 6 laps to go in stage number 2. Current running order is Dwarf in the lead, followed by Razor, Walshy, King Cameron, and Riawar for your top 5. And Blue Streak, Toaster Lord, Dat Druss, and Cal the Giza, and one more Wand as they're fighting for 10th place here. Little aggressive, I would say. But Cal the Giza does get the pass done. Razor going immediately defensive as Walshy tries to get a move around the outside. Definitely a wild place to try and pass somebody, I will say. To see Blue Streak going off into the grass as well. My goodness, this is a very tight pack here. 2nd to 5th is all a car length in between each other, and Walshy going for the inside again. Oh, Walshy gets sideways but holds it. Razor forced off the racing surface, trying to get back into. Wow, that was dangerous. There was really nowhere for Razor to go. He's kind of stuck there, and Razor will fall to 5th, and will have to fight his way back. Might fall to 6th. Gets a good drive out of turn 1 to hold off Blue Streak, but now Razor has a lot of positions to try and regain. Started on pole position, was passed by Dwarf early on, and hopefully his race is not falling apart here. We're going to keep on board with him to see how he manages to bounce back from that. A little bit of a aggressive pass from Walshy did force him off the racing line, so I'm not sure if there's going to be an inquiry about that. As of course he did lose quite a few positions, but I don't think there will be. There's definitely a tough break for Razor. So we're gonna take a look at the rest of the field. Nobody's really, all the action is in this pack here, so we're gonna maintain on board with Razor. The 4 laps to go in stage 2. It is definitely possible It's definitely possible to make these passes again, but it's going to be very, very difficult for him to do. He has quite a lot of space behind him and in front of him, as everyone seems to be struggling with the bus stop just a little bit. These cars are a handful, I should say. As Blue Streak looks to have gotten into the wall just a little bit. Doesn't seem to have hurt him that much. Razor's still running in 5th. I think he's just trying to hold position for the stage and then really start pushing the car through the final stage as we run to lap 66 after stage. Whoa, that Drews. Uh-oh, a little bit of contact. Giza and that Drews, as Giza will get put into the wall by the looks of it. Maybe a bit of Forza glue action. We're going to see if Giza has any damage from that. Giza does not, so these cars are really robust, and that has to be frustrating for that to happen. Man. Let's take a look back at our 2nd through 6th pack here as they continue to run single file. Maybe Walshy's running off just a little bit from King Cameron and company. King Cameron getting onto the grass just a little bit there. It's an interesting line choice. Looks like Rewar is going to try and get around King Cameron here through turn 6. Side by side, a little bit of contact. King Cameron will go a little wide. A little bit of a replay that we saw with Walshy and Razor's. Razor's going to look to pick up a position, and he will. We're going to see if he can hold on to it. He will. He'll slide in front of him for 4th. Maybe this will be his second win here in stage 2, as he has potentially another car to pass, as Dwarf is just running off with this. The Dwarf with a stage 1 victory. Not going to curse him as he comes to the bus stop, as he is absolutely on fire, ladies and gentlemen. As it looks like Razor, oh, Rewar's gone wide. Rewar's gone wide, that's gonna hurt him. Razor might be up into 3rd place, yes he is. Rewar's gonna have to send an absolute crazy counterattack here, and it looks like he's not going to, but Razor's picked up another position back into 3rd place, right behind Walshy, and that will be the end of stage 2, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's gonna be a drag race to the line. Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? And it's going to be Razor that'll hold on to 3rd place for stage number 2. Wow, that was a crazy stage 2. Definitely a lot of action, a lot of good passes, a lot of hard racing, and unfortunately watching Cal the Giza go into the wall there. We're going to take a quick 1-minute advertisement break. As we get everything sorted here, they're going to copy the finishing standings for stage 2, and then we are all the way out to lap number 66 for the end of the race. No cautions. No cautions yet. I'm going to go ahead and knock on wood, but we haven't seen anything crazy happen just yet. Alrighty. We're going to kick off this ad break, and I will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from our advertisement break. Everybody's in the pits for the end of stage 2. We're going to kick off stage 3 here in just a few minutes. As it looks like Razor will jump Walshy in the pits. So Walshy will be starting 3rd. Cal the Giza getting out of pit lane and in last place. Biggest mover so far again is EVR Walshy. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a child driving Dwarf's car. Like Walshy's driver looks pretty tall. But Dwarf's doesn't look that tall. Like look at Dwarf's car, right? And then look at Walshy's. It's throwing me off. I don't know why it is, but it is. Like, see, Walshy's driver's head goes all the way to the top of the little thingy. And then Dwarf's, there's just like, he forgot a couple phone books by the looks of it. Like, let's see if this is a better angle. Almost said gooder. Like, see that? Aw. We'll get a good look at Walshy's car here in a second. But it's really throwing me off. Maybe I'm just going crazy. I don't know. Alrighty, so start of stage 3. Dwarf, of course, sweeping both stage 1 and 2. No caution so far. Been a really clean and quick race here at Watkins Glen with IEC. Front row is Dwarf and Razor. Second row is Blue Streak and Walshy. Third row is Rewar and Druce. Fourth row is King Cameron and one more Wand. Fifth row is Toaster Lord and Boiled Bird. Final row is Bandit and Giza. And away we go for the start of stage 3. Beautiful jump, or a beautiful push by Blue Streak there for Dwarf to yet again solidify the lead. As here comes Blue Streak and Razor. Blue Streak up into second place. Little bit of contact through the bus stop. Oh, somebody looked to have been in a lot of trouble there. Toaster Lord is okay. Toaster Lord's having a little bit of an issue there. But Dwarf again running off from the rest of the pack. As Blue Streak will take or continue to hold on to second place from Razor here. It's definitely under a lot of pressure. Walshy, a super aggressive driver here into the corners. Single file running all the way back. Maybe a little bit of action here for 11th. No, everyone's single file. So we're going to ride along with Walshy, one of the more aggressive drivers, both Blue Streak. Wow, Blue Streak trying to block Razor like crazy, and it doesn't pay off. Uh-oh. Oh, baby, that was messy. There's a lot of blocking there between Blue Streak and Razor. Blue Streak, of course, going to the middle of the track, and then Razor going to the inside of the track, and Blue Streak trying to stop him. And it looks like they just got into each other as Razor is going to get around to the outside of Walshy, but won't quite get it, as Rewar will take that inside line and move up into third place. Wow. This is absolutely insane turn of events there. Rewar going around the outside of Walshy. Here comes Walshy coming around the inside. This is going to get really messy coming through the bus stop. Taze, how's it going? Welcome in, man. So Rewar's gotten around Razor. Walshy seemed to have gotten into a little bit of an issue there. King Cameron getting pushed sideways, and he will save it. That'll cost him a lot of positions. He'll get back into the groove here. And man, a lot of pushing and shoving here. Stage 3 is really bringing out that primal energy between these competitors here. A lot of pushing and shoving, door banging, people almost getting spun out, but definitely saving it. As Razor's going to back off just a little bit to try and get a good run up to the bus stop. And it looks like he's going to be able to. He's on a wild run right now. Draft is for sure going to help him here. Walshy back into fourth. That drews into fifth. Here he goes. There goes Razor to the middle of the track. Looks like Rewar lifted a little bit. Uh-oh. Now Rewar gets through it cleanly as Razor is now back into second place. He can breathe a slight sigh of relief for now. But let's take a look at the fuel and tire for the entire grid here. 10% 55, so of course everyone's going to have to make a green flag pit stop here for stage 3. Razor again taking a lot of fuel in comparison to the rest of the field, but he's driving just as fast as these guys are. That Drew's also taking a pretty heavy fuel load as well. Walshy has to be about a medium fuel load. Let's see, Blue Streak also the same story there. Let's take a look at, this was one more Juan, 53, okay. King Cameron with 82, another heavier fuel load. Cal the Giza with 81 as well. Check EVR Bandit at 82, as Bandit might be getting around Cal the Giza here on the carousel. Take a look at Toaster Lord, who's not really having a good time right now. 80% as well. And then Boil Bird here with 80% as well. Let's get back into the action. We did miss a pass for second place. Rewar back out in front of Razor. So we're gonna watch Razor's counterattack here again, backing off into turn 1, getting onto the gas super early to utilize that draft. You see already, he's already picked up a car length. He's gonna try and send it through the bus stop again to try and force Rewar to go to the outside, and it doesn't even look like Rewar's going to try and defend it, as he knows it's going to happen, and he doesn't want to send two competitors into the pit or the wall there, as Razor will get back out in front of Rewar. Blue Streak and that Drew's going side by side through the carousel. We're going to check on them in just a second. That Drew's barely, oh my God, there's somebody spinning. That's Walshy spinning. No damage on his car, so that's good. But he's all the way down in 11th. I completely missed what happened there. I just happened to see a car spinning in the background. Blue Streak trying to get a pass done on Rewar here. I don't believe that'll bring out a caution since it was only one car. So that is nightmare fuel there for Walshy. He might be able to pit now, or pit sooner, to go ahead and get fresher tires for the end. As wow, Blue Streak putting a huge stop on, who was that? Was that Giza? That was Blue Streak throwing his car all over the track with aggressive blocking from Blue Streak. My goodness. That is insane. This Blue Streak got around him. We're going to check back in on Razor as Rewar's gotten back around him. We are going to... Ooh, that wasn't a good exit for Rewar. Razor might be out in front. Yeah, Rewar lifted. He's conceded second place, but now Rewar gets the insane draft advantage that Razor has had pretty much this entire run since he's been clawing his way back up into second from that incident earlier with Walshy. Walshy has a lot of clean air to go ahead and catch the rest of his competitors in about 30 some odd laps remaining. So it's definitely possible for him to catch them eventually. But he just needs to buckle down and make sure he doesn't make any more mistakes to get back up into podium contention here, as Razor will hold on to second for now. We can continue to watch on board with Rewar here. And I'm going to take a quick voice break. And with that, we're going to take an advertisement break. So please bear with me while we do that. Now we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. No major changes to the grid since we've been gone. Dwarf's still out front, followed by Razor and Rewar. Still in a huge battle here. Rewar's going to try and slingshot around the outside, but Razor's definitely going to have the advantage here on the inside as they go side by side through the bus stop. Both cars keeping it clean. My goodness. That was a brilliant show of both restraint and aggression between these two. Not many people can hold it too wide through the bus stop. regardless of the racing discipline. That is very hard to do. Okay, well, maybe with go-karts it's not difficult, but if you're going any faster than like 60 miles an hour, it's really difficult. And of course, I'm not speaking from personal experience because I've never been to Watkins Glen, but have a little bit of a battle here for 7th. It's King Cameron trying to get around that Druce in the... Wow. All right, let's get back to the battle for 2nd that is continuing to rage on, as they have broken off from the rest of the pack here, and so has, by the looks of it, Blue Streak. King Cameron getting a pass on one more Wand as well. I'm gonna quickly check on King Cameron as he now sets his eyes firmly on the rear bumper of Cal the Giza. Let's see if Rewar can get a pass done here through the bus stop. Hasn't been able to get around Razor in the bus stop since he has fallen to 3rd place. Razor definitely showing that he is blocking. Doesn't really want to leave the inside open, of course. We have about 26 laps to go in the race. Oddly enough, still no cautions. It's been a super clean race for these guys. Of course, everybody getting their first taste of Forza Motorsports, of course, in road course or road racing instead of ovals. I'm sure there was a lot of oval racing, but your first introduction to the game, of course, is in the touring car, like the Honda Civic TCR. So we have some action in 7th place between one more Wand and that Druce. Looks like a child driving one more Wand's car as well. All right, let's get back to the battle for 2nd place here. Still raging on. All right, let's check fuel and tires now as we're getting about halfway through the stage. 33%, 22% fuel from EVR Dwarf. 33 and 52% from Razor. Rewar with 33 and 21. Blue Streak 34 and 30. So I would anticipate Razor is going to stay out another lap, or another lap or two in comparison to the rest of the field. Who is this carrying engine damage? 1.3% from Cal the Giza, 33.5 on that front left, and 50% fuel. Cal the Giza is definitely down on power, but is up into 5th place. Looks like King Cameron's also carrying... I guess he's not carrying any engine damage. I guess the gremlins fixed that mid-corner. So 35, 36%, and 49 for King Cameron. Take a look at that. Druce. Hello? There we go. That Druce trying to get a pass done on King Cameron as Cal the Giza goes flying around. 34 and 48 from that Druce. One more Wand with 33 and 20. EVR Bandit with 35 and 49% fuel and 1.3% engine damage. So he's a bit down on power. Toaster Lord here, 37 and 46%. Walshy, after disastrous moment, getting basically shunted off and losing a bunch of positions, 36% and 27. So Walshy's going to have to extend this stint as much as he is able to jump as many positions as possible. Dwarf is going to set the lap for everyone else to pit, but I don't think Razor is going to follow suit. I would see Rewar pitting, then Razor going in maybe a lap or two later. Because I think Dwarf, when he pits, is potentially going to be held up by all of this traffic that potentially might not pit, which will give Razor a bit of an advantage to continue pushing even on worn tires. He's going to have clean air, nobody in front of him, nobody behind him, and he can just focus on basically hot lapping. So we have 22 laps to go. Rewar getting a little sideways, going on a little bit of farming simulator action. Saw some grass that needed cut, and unfortunately that'll bring him out of the draft range of Razor, I believe. Let's take a look at the intervals. Yeah, my intervals are broken, so we're gonna put it, I mean, he's in the draft. He just has to lock in and really get up on him. You see that time slowly going down. It looks like Walshy's going to be the first to pit to try and undercut the field here. A bit of a ballsy move, but of course, him falling all the way down to 11th position, he has no choice but to do that. So we're going to keep an eye on Walshy and how his pit strategy plays into his final finishing position. I would anticipate, let's take a look at Dwarf's fuel again. It's on 10%. So we might see Dwarf in the next 2 laps. I don't think he's coming in this time by, but Walshy definitely is going to be able to catch these guys potentially. We're going to get back on the battle for second here as Razor goes in. What? That's completely bamboozled me. I thought Razor was going to stay out. He had more fuel. Maybe he's taking advantage of that to not put as much fuel in where everyone else is going to be sitting in the pits potentially. I don't know. Interesting. So Dwarf is definitely coming in this time by. So is Rewar. So is Blue Streak. So Razor's going for an undercut. We're going to see if that pays off for him, coming out of the pits in 9th place with 20 laps to go. Current top 5 is Dwarf, Rewar, Blue Streak, and EVR podium so far. One more wand, that Drews for your top 5. King Cameron, Toaster Lord, EVR Bandit, Razor, Cal the Giza, EVR Walshy, and Boiled Bird for the rest of the field here. Now let's see if Dwarf is going to go in. Dwarf is not. So Dwarf is going to push it another lap. Yeah, he's burning about 5% fuel each lap, so we're going to see him in soon. Let's take a look at Rewar. Ooh, Rewar might not make it. King Cameron goes in. Blue Streak. Might see Blue Streak out for another lap. I'm not too certain. I've been completely wrong so far with Razor being the first. Well, Razor being the second person to pit. Of course, Walshy being the second. There goes King Cameron. So Walshy maybe picking up at least one position. Let's see where Walshy comes through. Maybe he's going to get in front of King Cameron. I'm not sure. No, he will not. So maybe that super undercut. Okay, here comes Dwarf into the pits. So now the question is, how far is Razor? Razor's coming through the bus stop now. Okay, Rewar goes in. blue streak goes in. I think the rest of the field is going to follow suit. One more wand goes in. That Druce decides to stay out. Toaster Lord decides to stay out. Bandit also decided to stay out. All right, where is Razor? Razor's coming down pit lane right now. Will he get in front of Dwarf? Oh, no, he won't. Okay. So Razor's back up into the top 5. There he goes. Razor's back up into the top 5. So just waiting on Bandit, Toaster Lord, and that Druce to pit. Razor, of course, still absolutely booking it with clean air in front and clean air behind. I don't think Walshy's strategy really paid off, as it looks like. Okay, there's Walshy up there. Okay. So let's check on our leaders. That Druce looks to be not going in. Toaster Lord's going in. Whoa, Toaster Lord. Okay. There are no battles going on right now. So Razor will jump into 4th place. Just waiting on Bandit and Druce to pit, and I think he will slingshot into 2nd place just based on pit strategy. So the undercut Razor's doing is working phenomenally in his favor. I think when he went into the pits, he was in 3rd. So he's going to pick up 2 positions on... No, he's going to pick up 1 position on the undercut, which doesn't seem that crazy, but there are a lot of points on the table. Let's see if that Druce is going to commit. Yes, he is. Is Bandit going to commit? Yes, he is. Alrighty. So Razor will move up into 2nd place. Potentially, we're going to ride along with Bandit to make sure. And I have Razor selected here so we can see the number 4 on the mini map. Yeah, he's got 2nd in the bag. All right, so 16 laps to go. Razor with the undercut picking up 2 positions. Rewar behind him. Let's see how far these guys are going to fall down the grid. A super late pit stop for these guys as well. With 16 laps to go, that's really cutting it close. Bandit is going to rejoin the grid in 11th. Walshy's back up into 9th. Bit of a move on one more wand in Walshy. Walshy hanging it sideways a little bit. One more wand sticking with him on the outside. As the corner ends, you can see the difference in speed, of course. And Walshy will hold off whatever that battle was there. A bit of a battle for 5th going on between Cal the Giza, that Druce, and King Cameron. We're going to keep an eye on the rest of the field here. So we have 15 laps to go in the race. It's been a really smooth run so far, I should say. I need to stop saying that, otherwise I'm going to curse these guys and we're going to have like 5 green-white checkers. So, Cal the Giza getting a bit of a suboptimal exit out of turn 1, and that's going to hurt him, as that Druce and King Cameron will look to potentially get a pass here. Oh, he's thinking about it, and he's not going to do it, so... Whoa, that Druce going a little wide. Will get through unscathed. That was a scary moment. Talk about a commentator's curse, almost. Wow. And that is a huge group of cars from 5th on back as we were on board with Toaster Lord. So from 5th all the way to 11th, all bunched up. And poor Boyle Bird over here. Whoa, Bandit's gone a little wide. Let's take a look back at this battle for 5th. So King Cameron's gotten around that Druce. Walshy's gone up into 8th position. 14 laps to go here. Anything can happen. As King Cameron with a beautiful move to the inside. That Druce going wide again through the bus stop. So Walshy will get around him for 7th. Now he's got 2 cars in front to lock in a top 5. Cal Giza giving it everything they have. And I think King Cameron's going through the inside. And we'll get the pass done. Here comes Walshy. Walshy's going to try and bully his way through. Oh, baby, that was close. Almost cut the nose off of Cal Giza. My goodness. Wow, what a pass. Alrighty, so Walshy's up into 6th. He's got one more car in front of him to lock in a top 5 position. Of course, Walshy is the biggest mover of the race. Walshy's very aggressive here through the bus stop, and we're going to see what happens. King Cameron immediately going to the defensive on the exit of turn 4. Oh no, Walshy spun! Walshy spun! Oh, that's a disaster. Oh man, something. Oh, and he's gone. What happened? What? No way. And I can't rewind my stream, of course. Wow. So something happened in the bus stop and he's gone completely off the track backwards. Zodiac, how's it going, man? Welcome in. Wow. So that is definitely going to hurt Walshy in the points standings. Let's take a look at where he is. Well, where he was in the points. So Walshy was 6th overall. So that Druce, King Cameron, Exotic Forza's not in here. Toaster Lord potentially might jump up a couple points, along with Boiled Bird. Walshy, of course, well, that Druce will definitely jump up a position. Because they're only 1 point behind them, depending on how many points are given for each position. Yeah, that is a terrible move. All right, well, let's look at the battle for 6th. Seems like there's definitely going to be a penalty, potentially. I don't want to jump the gun on that, but wow. So Walshy's still in the voice chat, but he's just DNF'd. I'm not sure what happened. Huh. All right. That Druce get another pass on Cal Giza. So it is a 1 through 6 so far for the Cup drivers. Toaster Lord trying to make it a 1 through 7th. 1st through 7th, I should say. As I'm going to take a quick voice break as we get into the final 10 laps of the race here. Your current running order is Dwarf, Razor, Rewar, Blue Streak, and King Cameron for your top 5. Followed by that Druce, Cal Giza, One More Wand, Toaster Lord, Meviar Bandit for your top 10. And last but certainly not least, Boilbird 88. So I'm going to take a quick 1-minute break and we'll get back to the action. ladies and gentlemen, we are back. No major changes to the running order since the break, or during the break. Dwarf's still your leader, followed by Razor, Rewar, Blue Streak, and King Cameron for your top 5. We are watching this battle for 6th place with 9 laps to... Whoa, what was that? Somebody was going too wide through the bus stop. Oh no. One more wand. Looked to have gotten into Toaster Lord. Toaster Lord will pick up a position. Definitely a bit of a messy section, that one. One more wand has just ghosted. And one more wand is DNF, so now we're down to 10. Wow. I don't exactly know what happened there, but one more wand has said, "No, I've had enough," and is gonna back out with less than 10 laps to go. At the end of the day, points are points. But man, oh man. That incident with Walshy is definitely going to shake up the, what was that? A little bit of door banging for 6th. Oh, Cal the Giza's a little loose. Manages to stay on him. Cal the Giza trying to get around that Druce with less than... We have about 7 laps to go here in the race. It's definitely a knife fight here for 6th position. Really the only action going on track. Yeah, it's the only action going on track right now. Unfortunately, because of the incident with Walshy and him leaving, and then one more wand also leaving. Surprisingly, there have been no cautions this entire run. So, yeah. We almost saw a couple fly, but it's only been one driver each time. Still fighting now with 6 laps to go in the race. So there's 6 laps until the white flag. Giza forcing their way into the inside of Druce. Pause. Might solidify the pass here. Side by side into turn 1. Side by side into turn 2. This is going to get a little messy as they come through the S's. That Druce is going to have a little bit of an advantage here. And Giza will have the advantage through this corner. And they are still side by side, these two. That Druce almost into the grass and will get around the Cal the Giza. Overcook the exit of the bus stop, and I think Cal is going to get around the outside. No, they won't. Wow. What a turn of events there. Now with 5 laps to go. Goodness gracious. Giza faking to the inside, trying to get into that Druce's head, but it didn't seem to work. He's going to try everything they can to get 6th place here. Wow. And it looks like Walshy has left the cup entry voice chat. So let's take a look back at the points. So if Dwarf, actually, let's take a look at the fastest lap so far. Let's pull up the player card if we are able to. 105.622, 106.073, 105.9, 106.1, 106.0, 106.0, 106.0, 106.0, 106.2 and 107.2. I think Dwarf has the fastest lap of the race as well. .105.5. No, Razor has the fastest lap with 105.4. Hang on, does he? 477, 447 to Rewar. Oh yeah, Zodiac, I summoned you, but yeah, I don't know. Because of what I said in the SJM Discord. All right, let's get back onto this battle for 6th. Bingo. Oh, yeah, I got you after the stream. Don't worry. That Druce and Cal the Giza continuing to fight for 6th place as we have 4 laps to go here. The eyes. Druce has a bit of a gap on Cal the Giza, but everything can change in a blink of an eye. Still a cautionless race here, which is always good to see. Still watching these two. Cal the Giza is definitely going to have an insane run coming through the bus stop. Toyota versus Ford. You can see the speed difference between these two right now. Cal the Giza lets off just a little bit. It's hoping that Druce is going to overcook the corner, and he doesn't. Somebody went sideways. Is that Blue Streak? Might have been. 3 laps to go here. Let's get back onto the battle for 6 between that Druce and Cal the Giza. Another battle for 8th right behind, but it doesn't seem to be as heated as this one, as Druce will doink the wall just a little bit. Cal the Giza putting the nose right on that quarter panel, trying to get as close to Druce as possible without dumping him. Let's go forward, yeah. Ooh, Druce getting a little loose through the bus stop, but has managed to get through it without issue. And we are on lap 65, so white flag next time by, as Dwarf with an insane lead on the rest of the field here, followed by AMS Razor and EVR Rewar. Blue Streak's got some company. I think that is a Boiled Bird, and yes, it is. So Boiled Bird is going to let off and let Blue Streak by. As a reminder, there's no real blue flags in NASCAR, so everyone's going to race for position, but it's definitely a gentlemanly thing to do. Is if you're going to get past, just let them by. If you're a lap down, it's not even worth the fight. So we have all chase drivers in the top 5. We're going to continue to watch this battle, trying to squeeze him to the outside. Here comes Cal the Giza through the inside to fake him. Didn't quite work as intended. Cal the Giza taking a lot of speed through there, trying to get to the inside. Not enough room to quite get it, as the white flag is out. Cal the Giza is still trying to get around that Druce. That Druce with a beautiful defensive display here. As now the rest of the drivers on the field have also seen the white flag. It's really going to turn up the heat with this battle. Hopefully both of these cars get through unscathed. As here we go. Who's this in front? That's King Cameron in 5th, so something must have happened to King Cameron. So this will quickly turn into a 3-way battle for 5th. But before, oh, that Drews is putting the block on him. Calagiz is trying to swap over to the outside, can't quite get it. We're going to tune away from this battle to watch our race winner, EVR Dwarf, take the checkered flag here at Watkins Glen, followed by AMS Razor qualifying in 1st, getting a 2nd place finish here with a beautifully executed undercut to pick up 2 positions, as it is actually a knife fight here for 6th, and it looks to be a drag race for 4th. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, that Drews will finish in 6th place. Toaster Lord will finish in 8th, and Bandit will finish in 9th. Are these guys a lap down? Alrighty. So Boiled Bird is the only one left. Everyone is going to park up. We're going to watch EVR Dwarf go on his victory lap and, of course, his victory dance, ladies and gentlemen, as he's going to come all the way around town. And we're going to stick around and watch this. Let's go ahead and put on the rail camera. As this is your race winner, EVR Dwarf. All right, let's see it, buddy. Yes, sir. Burn him down. There we go. Yes. Yes. Oh, somebody's left. Come on, get back. Get back to it. There we go. Yes, and he's going the other way. Reverse. Do-do-do-do. Reverse. Crisscross. Yes, sir. Much deserved win there from Dwarf. An absolutely dominating performance. Stage 1 victory. Stage 2 victory, and overall race victory, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think he got the fastest lap. We can actually check that. 105.487. Rewar looks to have gotten the fastest lap here as we get a Razor in with us. Let's see who else is interested in the interview. So let me go and swap over from game capture to desktop audio. We're going to back out. And let's see if Dwarf wants to join us. We have we have Razor and EVR Rewar in the booth with us. Jesus, I can't talk. Let's go to intermission. Alrighty, well, let's talk with Rewar first. So walk us through how your race went.
Honestly, pretty solid. Like, I wasn't expecting to be out there contending just because of how fast, Razor and Dwarf are. But, I knew I had a good car, and Watkins has always been a good track for me. But, just a good, solid points day. Honestly, I'm nothing really to write home about. So, no, it was just a good day.
Absolutely. And I did notice there were no cautions. So was there a lot of tension as you guys were driving, getting later on into the race, and you're not hearing a caution, you're not hearing anything called out, you're just kind of running the race?
I'd say not necessarily. Usually, because most of the time with these road courses, it gets pretty spread out. I actually prefer it like this because I just want to get, green flag laps in. But, I mean, there's definitely a sentiment to, like, especially after that last pit stop where everyone kind of, like, cycles out to where they're at. You kind of just know where you're going to be running. And, it's kind of just a good time to just chill and just log laps.
Absolutely. All right. Well, congratulations on third.
No, thank you.
All righty. Now let's get with Razor. Starting on pole position, and with Dwarf getting around you and then just, I guess, just running off from the rest of the field. With that considered, how did your race go?
I guess it was just trying to keep up with the track position. We lost a little bit in stage 2 there. I was trying to keep as much fuel in the car as possible to shorten up the pit stop, so I think it kind of hurt us overall because the car was slower because of the heavier fuel load. But I think once we all got an equal fuel load towards the end of that race, I felt like we had the speed to match, if not just be a little bit faster than Dwarf. But he ran a great race. I definitely did not ran as good of a race.
I mean, you did have a pretty phenomenal undercut there, picking up, I think, 1 or 2 positions from that. I think you're running in third. And as I was saying, okay, he's got a lot of fuel in the car. He's probably going to extend out and try and do an overcut. The next lap, you're in the pits, and my brain just stopped working. I was like, okay, maybe he's going for an undercut. Walk us through that decision for the pits, because it seemed to pay off really good for you.
Yeah, like I said, it's just trying to keep as much fuel in the car as possible. So when it came time to come to pit stops, to shorten those up a little bit, having to take less fuel than those around me.
Absolutely. All right. Well, congratulations on second. I know the points are going to be quickly shaken up, considering the handful of drivers that did log a DNF this go around. But yeah, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations to both of you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this stream up, and I cannot wait for the meme storm that's about to come through. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and deafen, and I will talk to you guys later.
All right.
Have a good one.
As well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was race 12 of IEC's Cup Series. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will see you... Ooh, when am I streaming again? That'll be on Wednesday for Slide Job Motorsports. Then Thursday will be for Tora Live as we wrap up the Ferrari Challenge. And then we'll be back here with IEC as they go to Sunset next week. Slide Job Motorsports will be going to... Let me find the channel. There it is. There's the schedule. Let's see. We were at Eagle Rock, so they will be going to Daytona Road Course for race number 6 of their series. So, without further ado, I've been your host, and yeah, it was good to see all you guys. Remember to follow and subscribe. Subscribing will get you interruption-free and ad-free viewing of all the races that I'm covering. So please subscribe if you're able to or if you want to. Anything that I get from this channel will go back into the channel to make sure that everyone here gets the most optimal viewing experience and the most in-depth, or the most realistic, I should say, race coverage here on Dr. Ice Gaming. So, have a good one. See you Wednesday.